Welcome to another video produced by Action Manufacturing to keep you on track with your track chair. In this video, AJ from Action Manufacturing will demonstrate how to remove and replace the motor control unit in an NT and NR model track chair. We'll start with the NT model. Here are the tools you'll need to complete the project. From left to right, we have a ratchet wrench fitted with a 3-inch extension and a 3/8 inch socket. Next is a 7/16 inch wrench. We'll start by shutting off power at the joystick control. Move the seat belt out of the way and remove the 4 seat bolts located under the seat cushion using the 7/16 inch wrench. Now remove the seat, leaving the seat belt in place. Next, disconnect the red and black power cable from the motor control unit by compressing the lock tab as shown. Then disconnect the 2 motor control cables, also by compressing the lock tabs. Consider labeling with tape or any other manner to identify the 2 motor control cables and where each plugs in. This will save you time and frustration when installing the new unit. Next, release the joystick connection and the 14-pin connector. Now we'll remove the mounting nuts and flat washers on each side of the motor control unit using the 3/8 inch wrench, leaving the rubber bushings in place. As you lift out the old motor control, make note of the position of the unit. When installing the new unit, make sure the connection points are facing the rear of the chair. Now we'll secure the motor control by first placing the flat washers on the mounting bolts on each side of the unit. Spin the nylock nuts back on and then tightening those nuts with the 3/8 inch socket until the rubber bushings start to compress. Then let's reconnect the 5 sets of connectors. We'll start with the joystick connector as identified on the screen, moving next to the 14-pin connector. Be listening as you make these connections, as you should hear an audible snap on each. Next, the 2 motor connectors. These are the solid black cords that hopefully you marked for proper location. The last plug is the red and black power cable located in the center of the panel as shown here. Again, these 2 should snap into place. Before going any further, turn the power back on at the joystick to test for functionality. If the tracks respond to your joystick command in a reverse order, go back to the last step and reverse the position of the 2 black motor control cables. If everything checks out, turn the power back off and replace the lower seat cushion using the 4 7/16 inch bolts, firmly seating them. Finish by repositioning the seat belt. The procedure to replace the motor control unit in the NR standard is a little more complex. Here are the tools you'll need from left to right. First, the same ratchet wrench with 3-inch extension, but now with a 9/16 inch socket. Next is a 1/4 inch hex wrench and a 3/8 inch wrench. This project is a lot easier if your chair has power and an operating motor control that can raise the chair to the standing position. If not, here are the next couple of steps. Turn off the power to the chair at the joystick control. Next, locate the actuator and remove the rearward bolt located at the top of the actuator as shown, using the 1/4 inch hex wrench and the 9/16 inch socket. Once that bolt is removed and the actuator is freed from the seat bottom, You can manually lift the chair into the standing position, securing it with the 2 knee pad pins as shown here. Next, loosen without removing the 2 3/8 inch nut assemblies that hold the motor controller in place. Lift the old motor controller out of the frame and remove the bolt assemblies, making note of the sequence of washers and nuts so you can duplicate it on the new motor controller. Now unplug all 5 of the cable connections by compressing the lock tabs on each connection. We suggest labeling each connection, identifying its place on the controller panel. Most important is to keep track of the right and left motor controller cables. Use this video example to help you identify the proper order. Remember to always listen for the snap or click to assure proper connection. Before we mount the new controller, turn on the power to the joystick and run through the control commands, making sure of your left-right turn commands. With testing complete, it's time to mount the new motor control unit. Hopefully you paid attention to the sequence and place a washer on each side of the mounting bracket. Now firmly tighten the nylock nuts using the 3/8 inch wrench. Before turning off the power, press the M button on the joystick control and extend the actuator to its full extent. Raise it into position and slowly lower the seat to align the actuator with the mounting bracket on the underside of the seat as shown. Next, re-engage the actuator by installing the bolt assembly under the seat, making sure that you reinstalled the black plastic spacer bushings on each side of the actuator arm as shown, and the flat washer between the nut and mounting bracket. Finish up by threading on the nylock nut and tightening it with the 9/16 inch wrench and the 1/4 inch hex wrench. Finish up by checking the function of the chair one last time. And now, you should be good to go.